Hello, futuristic tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Deuteros, the Next Millennium, with me, BlueAnkylo. We're playing some more Amiga games. This is episode 2, so if you're here but missed the first one, you're going to be very confused. For now, though, we have created our first space station, or space factory, in the Earth orbit. And although we can't build much up here yet, we're going to get there soon enough. At the moment, there are engineers up here ready to go, but no resources. So we gotta get these resources moved. And there's a shuttle back on Earth that will be doing that shortly. This guy back on Earth. So we're gonna move some stuff up. Earth, of course, is mining a bunch of resources with all of their rigs, their derricks. And, you know, we've got tons of resources already, you know. Investing in economy worked out great. We also have some storage of things. We can't build iOS chassis on the ground, I don't think. Interplanetary Operation Spacecraft. It's kind of a dumb name, the iOS. It's not the smartest name I've ever seen. But anyway, we're going to try to build an I chassis. And, you know, we've got a fair supply of things. We'll probably want another orbital frame at some point. It's nice, I always forget. I never know for sure where you can click on things. But in this screen, you can click on these to get more information. Which is nice. So it even says, like, there's a maximum payload for some of these things, and I haven't really had to worry about that, but neat. So, with that said, one thing I forgot to do last episode was hire more engineers. We're almost through our first 1,000 civilians, so let's get these guys, let's get this production line up. Who knows what we need to build, but we need to upgrade them one way or the other. And our shuttle is on the ground. So for now, what I'm just going to do is, until we can get the automatic cargo thing, I'm just going to send like 250 of all the stuff up to space. And that'll keep us busy for a little while. But it shouldn't take too long, hopefully, before we can research the auto cargo computer. One can hope. So, shuttle launch. Let's go. And a dock. Docking is very quick. Unloading is decently quick. Then we go back to the pilot. Boom. Launch. Boy, would it be nice if this was automatic. Gotta do this a couple times just so you really appreciate it when it is automatic. Back on Earth. Still building that derrick with our half-speed engineers. Research is complete. We now know technically how to build a iOS drive to an engine for the spaceship, as well as the spaceship hull. The chat that are on Windows 10. Try Windows key plus period in chat. Does it just destroy the chat? We are still unable... Oh no, we did! We upgraded to Professor. So if you researched all the stuff, you upgrade to rank Professor. And now we can research the thing that I actually wanted. Good, so we'll get that going, we'll build one. Hopefully, if it requires being an expert, I'm gonna be sad. Probably does. For now, let's keep sending stuff up to space manually. One of each should get us something built up there. Maybe we can just build the automatic cargo carrier up in space if we need the experts. Assuming we've got the basic resources by then. Alright, dock. I would say this aspect was a little bit easier in Millennium 2.2. Although I understand this will become automatic soon enough. But the way to do it pre-automation is more difficult than doing it ever in the original game. So we did iron, titanium, aluminum. We'll do carbon next. Let me check my research. Ooh, it's going pretty quick. derrick is taking a lot longer now. I think probably your speed goes up as you get more experience to kind of get a feeling. Maybe it unlocks higher tier construction and speeds you up. Oh, I see. You've got some pretty cool, is that an emote or just extra, like, language letters? Carbon. Up you go. If you're watching in the future, there's always interesting things going on in the live chat. Do you get extra civilian? Oh, stop! We just wasted like 20 days doing nothing. Do you get extra civilians added to the recruit pool? I don't know, but I would assume yes at some point. Copper is next. I'll have a look when we go back to Earth. Back to Earth. What do we got? Research is complete. The ACC. Super cheap to build, but how difficult to build? Training, 5,140. Just keep an eye on that number there, Thornham. Production. So, the auto cargo computer. Also, for one, we got those extra staff in. Let's recruit, was it 2 more? Yeah, it's 250 research, 200 production. But it looks like it's red, which probably means it's a higher level. Because it was tech level 3, I assume that's kind of the rule there. There's 3 levels for engineering and research. So I'd assume that's your tech level, and you require that to research, level 3, which is professor, and probably the same for your construction, for your engineers. So the question would be, in space, with the stuff I've uploaded already, or uploaded, can we construct a cargo computer? We don't have the copper yet. So one more trip, and at least we have the engineers and the basic researchers to get that going. Wherever the shuttle went. It's just on the way down. Alright, one more load of copper and we should be fine. If I remember how to play the game. 5,140 meat sacks. I like it. It went down by 2 because I've recruited 2 more. And, you know, these guys need something to do, so let's let them build random things. I'm assuming, I am pretty confident we'll need another orbital frame at some point. We're probably going to need factories all over the place. Maybe. Alright, let's go get that automatic thing built. Alright, 1 stack of resources. I suppose we should bring some hydrogen and methane up here. Give them some fuel. You know, they've been sitting up here in space with no fuel all this time. So we'll give them like 100 fuel. Just, you know, I felt bad, right? I taught you how to play Might Magic 6. Hey, well, good work. Glad you learned how to do it. Alright, so this ship has supplied all the basic stuff. It has enough supplies for a lot of ACCs because it's very cheap. It just needed some of everything. I'm assuming that won't take too long to build. Get that going. Shuttle. Let's do 1 more load while we're waiting for the thing to build. Land. Boy, it lands nice and quick. I like that. It takes a long time to get up there. Hey there, Max Knight. Thanks for stopping by. So we've uploaded iron, titanium, aluminum, carbon, copper. We have not uploaded any hydrogen, deuterium, or methane. So hydrogen and methane may be only used for fuel. Let's go deuterium next. Maybe this is like space fuel. Space, like iOS fuel or something. There could be 2 types of fuel. Engineers back on Earth are still working. Researchers have nothing to do. Miners are automatically mining. Looks good to me. Alright, up you go. Not much to do besides fly around. Now, is Captain the 2nd level or 3rd level for these pilots? Because I should keep training them until they're max rank, just like the other ones. You played the original Millennium back in the day, Max? That's cool. I didn't see too many people Let's Playing these old games, but I'm sure there are some out there hiding around. So I'm assumingly, that we have an ACC. Beep, beep, beep. Cargo computer is fitted. So you just build one, you click it in there, it's good to go. Cool. Let's build another one while we're here. Although, we'll want to build the iOS stuff soon. Just in case we need more. Alright, let's, So now that we've got this, there's a new button flashing at us. We can go back to the service side. Captain Mannion. Red button. Alright, and this is where we get past my basic understanding, but we'll figure it out. So, surface to orbit. So, iron. I'm assuming it's the direction you want it to move in. So it will transport things from the surface to orbit. Sure. Earth has all of these things. And methane. Earth does not have these things except for fuel. But I think, well, we can make their own fuel once we get this stuff up there. Wrong ones. Is this from orbit down to Earth? So you'd want to go like things Earth doesn't have, theoretically, and things Earth does have. Surface moves up. Like, it's the direction, but sure. So pick it up on the surface, drop it off on the space station, pick it up on the space station, drop it off on the Earth. We'll see if it works. Who knows? Engage. Let's just watch it. Yeah, MEH is methane hydrogen, methyl hydrogen or something like that. It actually just gets built automatically out of methane and hydrogen on Earth, so seems fairly simple. Let's just watch him for a little bit here. He picked up 250 methane, dropped it off, went back down, picked up 250 iron, dropped it off, went back down. Hey, that is fine. So basically, with that ACC, we now transport things off of Earth, 250 at a time, of all the things that we make. I think it's just like when I was doing it, it's one at a time. And, cool. Alright, well that seems to work. I'd love to make another shuttle. I guess we're not allowed to. On Earth, we're still trying to train these guys up, so for now we're just going to build some random stuff. But the main thing to work on now is building stuff up here, which is what I was ignoring. So we've got a decent stockpile of stuff, and I'm sure more is coming. And, like, the hydrogen will turn into fuel at some point, probably. Production. So we're going to try to build an iOS chassis. We need more titanium. So we could have prioritized the titanium first. We're going to have to wait till it gets here, or manually update it. Only one shuttle per planet? That's kind of annoying. But that's fine. Alright, let's build a chassis. We'll get some spaceships. We'll just get some spaceships going. Special bulletin from Sweeney, head of research. As promised, we now have some basic designs for iOS tools. I should warn you that a few of these items may require rare materials, and apologize if this causes problems. Messages. Oops. Oh, we've got a deposit analyst button there. Okay, so we probably got that event right after we built our spaceship. Bam! It's way different, but it's got more pods, so that's cool. Way more pods. And we'll need to build the drive engine for it, which makes sense. Before we really talk about it, get the engine going. Now that the resources are moving automatically, we don't have to really follow this around as much. We've got lots of supplies up here for the moment. We shouldn't need to worry about any of this stuff yet. I'll look at the deposit analyzer in a second, but I assume there's some more research. Oh yeah, lots of research. We've got an auto operations computer, an AOC perhaps. We have an installation repair equipment, hydraulic grapple, asteroid mining. There we go, Mr. Grabby's coming back. And the resource station section. This all sounds important. It's hard to say what's the priority right now. I'll just start at the top. We'll figure it out. These guys are just constructing stuff. Everybody's constructing stuff. And we're transporting stuff around. I like it. The deposit analysis. It's a little eyeball. Use the force. So we know what Earth has. We are here. There is, of course, the moon. I expect we're going to want to go to the moon first, because they told us in the intro that Earth forgot about the moon base. They forgot about the moon. So, they've got gold and silica, which we didn't have. Right? So that's... Oh, well, that's not what I was looking for, but yeah. So, Earth has a space station and a bunch of stuff. The moon has no space station, a bunch of stuff, and some gold and some silica. So, hey, gold. Nice. iOS, so that's the spaceship. Cool. It's gonna need a crew, so we're gonna have to send a crew up here. And right now it's docked because it doesn't have a crew. We can send it between planetary bodies. If we give it a supply computer, it can move stuff probably between planetary bodies. But we'll need pods up here. Supply pods, tool pods, team pods to move stuff around. Did I build that engine yet? We still have not built that engine yet. Let's build that engine first. Makes sense. Space dock, engine. Okay, that's a good start. Now, I suppose one thing we should do is get that crew up here relatively soon. So, let me go back to... I think I kind of have a plan. I want to put, like, the expert crew, if it is expert, on this ship. And then continue to have some rookies working on the supplies. That seems to be sensible. So if you find the shuttle that's just working along... I believe... Launching from Earth... No cargo. That's interesting. I think you complete cycle... And it should stop moving when it lands. Yeah, so what we actually wanted to do is... No, this is fine. This is actually where I need it anyway. Never mind. I thought I wanted it to stop on the space station first, but that's not correct. So what we're going to do... Switch over to... Team Pod. If Amiga had conquered the home market, it would have been interesting. This is pretty decent for 91. We're going to switch the pilot. So the new pilot is just a rando, low-level guy. And then from pod mount, we're going to put the captain in. And he's going to become the new space iOS pilot. And I guess we'll fly this one up manually. Dock. Pod out. Okay, and then we can probably turn it... Well, we'll have to send it back to Earth, pick up another supply pod, and then put it back on... Well, we can transport other things up, but for now, resources seem smart. Okay. Pod mounting. Back to supplies. You'll figure out an Amiga emulator. Well, I'd tell you how I did it, but that would be cheating. It's not that difficult, though. I didn't have to do any emulator setup to make it work the way I magically figured it out on Google, let's say. Right, so we've got crew. I should have just put a supply pod on, which means all we need to do now is go back to the ship, click the button. It did remember the stuff, I believe, and we engage. So this goes back to delivering random things to the space station. The space station has you know, less resources than Earth, so we want to always be moving things up, I assume. And if you can only have one shuttle, then you might as well just send it all up. Our new space vessel gets a crew. So we've got Captain Mannion up here in space. Let's just launch and have a look with this ship. This is our new ship. Oh, right, fuel. Hold on. Don't forget the fuel. Service. Add some fuel. Alright, let's try this again. Launch. There we go. Boom. Big ship in space. We've got 3 empty cargo pods, or 3 empty cargo places, whatever. Oh, we could name it. What should we name our first iOS here? It's not going to be iOS 300,001, though, that's for sure. Let's name it something. Has anyone got some great suggestions? Back in 2000, you'd spend hours just trying random Amiga games. Some of them are good. Oh, trying to get one to run? Oh, man, that's rough. This is, if you're trying to find an emulator, this is FSUAE, and it works pretty well. Drop pod, yeah, well, I could have left the drop pod, well, sure. I'm not going to min-max right now, I'm just going to let it go automatically. So, supply ship name is going to be the, let's go the FSUAE. We'll name it after the emulator. It's great. It's great! So we could, like, fly to the moon or something, I suppose. That'd be cool. How much fuel does it take to get to the moon? We can do a little round trip, assuming we have the fuel for it. Set course. Ooh. No. Maybe not enough fuel. Could be not enough fuel. Oh, its course is set. It's just going to take it a day. Or whatever that is. Okay, cool. You go fly to the moon for me. And while you're doing that, we should be building stuff. So up here, we can... well, we've also finished some research. We've been, you know, not upgrading things. But we've got an auto operations computer. But we need silver. So now we know... I'll go look at it back on Earth in a second. We know one of the things we need to build. While we're up here, let's build, like a supply pod or two. These things aren't that expensive, I don't think. Let me have a look at the research screen down here. Ah, no, we can build as many of these as we want up in space. We don't have to transport them from Earth. They're so cheap, it's just a waste of time micromanaging your supply ship, in my opinion. So we finished the auto operations computer. We can't build it because it requires silver. So we'll have to find a way to get silver, which we can look at in a second. Let's just continue researching while we're figuring it out. And these guys can continue to build things. Like, maybe it's pointless to build things on Earth. We're just going to transport all of our resources into space and build it in space anyway. I don't know. We'll keep them building. I'd like to get them leveled up at the very least. Let's see. So research has started. Resources are fine. Supplies are going automatically. Yeah, there's not much more to do on Earth other than... Like, Earth is just research right now. Just go to space. You need to engage the engines? I set a course. Let's see, engines button. Oh, I didn't even see those buttons. I guess they are flashing. Engage! Okay, we're playing Star Trek now. See, the thing is, I'm supposed to be the captain. I just tell people to engage. I'm not supposed to be the one clicking the buttons. Well, doesn't it look lovely out here? Do I have to turn the drive off, or does it just crash into the moon if I go too fast? Or did I have to engage the drive and then click on the moon? Or it's just already there? Is that supposed to be a moon? Doesn't really... Like, that was pretty quick. Usually it takes more than a day to get to the moon from Earth. No, I mean, I'm no expert. Alright. Good times. Head on back. The moon to Earth. It will take us a day. Okay, well that's the thing. It's just really fast. It's like the fastest ship ever. Cool. Well, I mean, hey, I'm not going to complain. Even in Millennium 2.2, it took quite a while to travel between... There's no spaceport. Apparently you're not... Oh, you're at the moon. Okay, great. I'm lost. It's still at the moon. This looks like the Earth, but I guess from the moon, is the Earth that big? This is not actually FTL. Go to the Earth. The course is set. In transit to Earth. Okay, I think I must have turned the power off. Or maybe the engine turns off when it gets there. That would be nice. Orbiting Earth. Alright, we're getting there. We're figuring out how to fly this thing. Let's dock. Docking with Earth. Docked above Earth. Alright, good enough. We did our trip. Nobody died. Our technology is probably less. It's probably not inferior, Thornham. The moon base was like just barely hanging in there. And although we forgot about space, I assume 1,000 years of progress on Earth, we actually probably have better technology. We just gave up on going to space. We built things on the planet, I'm assuming. Alright, so that was good. That was some good adventuring. Captain Mannion, I hope you're happy with yourselves. You flew to the moon. You're the first human to go to the moon in 1,000 years. Maybe. Unless there's humans over there right now. Because of all that messing around, I wasn't building anything up here, of course. Let's build some more stuff up here. How's Earth doing for research? Still got a little ways to go. Oh, did I build? I thought I built... Master Control is blinking at me. It's gonna turn into a Cylon, you watch. I built in the space factory a supply pod. I was gonna build an auto... Boy, those look similar. ACC and AOC. I want to build one of these. Automates production processes, removing the need for artisans. Maybe program for one-off repetitive production. So you just turn on, maybe over here, keep building a thing. Assuming these are artisans. Well, we're going to want to build one. See what happens. But we'll finish the tool pod first. Oh, right. We can't actually build any of these because of... Never mind. It's all resource restrained. It's a good idea, but... Auto operations computer takes silver. And then... This is the new one we just researched. The installation repair equipment. Looks like we... could build this? Iron, titanium, aluminum, carbon, copper. Yeah. All the regular stuff. Okay, so we could build that. What does it do? It's a good question. Let's have a look. The Band-Aid. For the repair of abandoned or derelict surface stations. So, maybe there's an abandoned surface station on the moon. I got a feeling. Pod must be mounted, probably a tool. So what? Do we put a shuttle on a space... Do we put a shuttle on the iOS? Because the iOS is not supposed to be able to land on planets. We either build a space station at the moon, probably. Are we going to have to build a space station on the moon before we can land on the moon? We can't just send a shuttle there? That's going to take a lot of work. Shuttle bay must still be operative. I'm gonna have to build a space station. All right. This is gonna take some work. Answer yes. Well, let's keep researching. Hydraulic grapple. Wow, Mr. Grabby is gonna be much happier with that. All right, back to space station. So what we're building up on here is gonna be the key then. I built a supply pod and a tool pod. I'll build one cryopod while I'm baking pods. And then we're going to build 8 frames up here. Yeah, I built them all on Earth, not knowing that it was such a pain to get them off Earth into space. Easier just to supply the resources and build them up here, probably. Well, how much is it to build those? Because if they're really resource intensive, you wouldn't want to build them in space. It's pretty expensive. I mean, I've got a bunch on the planet, but we can only send them up one at a time. And it would be the same as building it again. Because if I had to build them on Earth, send them up here, that would take a long time. Yeah, this is, you know, remember, in Millennium 2.2, Earth got destroyed by an asteroid, so they're not having a great time. Alright, let's build some stuff. We've got one of each pod up here. I guess we're going to have to build some frames. So if we're going to the moon, let's start building, like, frames. We can do 3 trips, although it's probably take longer to build them than it is to get to the moon the way it, Oops. That's not what I wanted. I wanted this one. It's going to take longer. It didn't take very long. These experts build pretty quick. Let's get one started here. One trip started, basically. See? Now we run out of titanium because we rushed. Maybe you are supposed to build them on the Earth and then transport them up. Oof. How... I wonder if the shuttle is smart enough to prioritize what you're low on. Or if it just puts them up randomly. Well, there's the titanium, at least. Well, that's number 3. We're probably out of titanium again or something, though. Alright, well, let's send one over. It goes in order. So if you know what you want, you could probably turn some... Like, if we really need a lot of titanium, we could just turn the other stuff off. Like, I don't really need deuterium. We need some hydrogen and methane, but maybe they've got enough. Let's do a little bit of optimizing for our shuttle, because it's... We only get one, and we've got a fair amount of fuel. I have still not used deuterium for anything. We don't need... Let me see. What do we actually need to build this thing? I forgot already. Well, we need a relatively even supply of iron, titanium, aluminum. Not so much carbon, copper. Titanium's the worst. Let's try to speed this up a little bit by optimizing the trips. Not to worry about these. Probably doesn't need carbon that bad, because it uses less carbon than anything else. Yeah, we've probably got enough carbon to finish that off. Okay, so that'll hopefully speed up the titanium and aluminum ups. Click the first thing you want last. Wow. I'm just going to let it go. I just don't want it to waste time delivering things up here that we don't actually need up here. At least not right now. Now, we're also going to need supply pods, right? I'm assuming. This is where it gets all super complicated. But yeah, each one of these is going to need a supply pod... Or, tool pod? Yes, tool pod. To install a frame. And I didn't build 3, or even 2. So, although I'm building these frames, if I'd been really clever, I would have built extra tool pods earlier. I mean, I built the one, but... Not clicking that I needed to build Moonbase so quickly. Alright, now we should be able to get this going. Tool pod. Number frame. At least we only have to equip the tool pods once. Like, this is a one-time deal for now. Until we want to do something else up here in space. Alright, now we're flying. Let's go to the moon, because it's really not very far away, actually. Transferring resources from the moon shouldn't take very long, because it travels between these, like, in a day. So, launch. Wait a second. You're going to set course the moon. Course set. Engage. And it gets there, like, instantly. This is actually... It takes less time to go from the Earth to the moon than it does to launch from the Earth to get into space. Pod 1. Also, speaking of the numbers on the bottom of the screen, these are not days. The year 3100, there's only 355 days in a year, though. So, I don't even know what these decimals are. Star dates are very complicated, as we've learned. The dark side of the moon? Well, there should be a moon base over here somewhere that was abandoned, maybe. Or filled with crazy moonians. Maybe the Earth slowed down? This would be half speed. That would be maybe possible, but probably bad. If the Earth cycled the sun at half the speed, it would need to be more distant to the sun, and then it would be colder. I'm pretty sure. You can't just accelerate it. The gravity is the same between the sun and the Earth. At least I think. I mean, I'm no space physicist. Engage! Looks like the engine shuts off on its own, I think. Honestly, moving these iOS around is pretty easy. So, I don't mind... Oh, moon base starting to get built. Yeah, I don't mind transferring stuff around on this the actual spaceship rather than the shuttle. So that's okay. Got that frame coming. Resources are still very slim on titanium. We need to build a couple more frames. Shortage of titanium. Now, back on Earth, let me double check my research. So, oh, I forgot to continue my research. Because you look at the other thing and this thing, that you can't review a research and not go back to the old research. I was thinking we could build a band-aid, but it would use the same resources, and you can only build it in orbit. So save that for later. But I think that's what we'll need after we build the new factory, like the moon factory. We'll need a shuttle over there with a tool pod and a band-aid is what I'm figuring at this point. Anyway, let's get that grapple going. And at least we can build the... Yeah, we can build all that stuff as far as I know. Back on Earth, we're just building stuff for fun. We'll probably put a bunch of derricks on the moon or something, but we'll also probably build them in space anyway, so whatever. Earth is just going to have a bunch of stuff on it. Just for fun. And a million resources that we just try to get into space. I hope we get like a shuttle upgrade, because, boy, getting things off Earth is the hardest part. Too much gravity. Do we need... No, we've got full engineers, full researchers. We are waiting for the next transfer of titanium, which we could check on. It's on the way. Okay. And then, now that that's there, build one more of those. Orbital factory. Send to the moon. While that's number 6, we'll need 4 more, so keep them busy. And let's get this ready to go. Boom. Now, having 3 slots here doesn't really matter. If you're trying to be efficient, traveling from Earth to the moon takes less time than building 1 frame. So we're wasting a lot of time, but I guess it's efficient for fuel, because you can send 3 at a time, and it's efficient for clicks. But, yeah. Just with how long it takes in-game to build things, it's crazy how fast you travel between Earth and the moon. Which is nice, you know, it's no big deal. Just interesting. Like, it takes a day. And then you just unload, come back. The shuttle and drive can fit in the tool pod. Yes, that would make sense, because the supply pod is only for resources, and the cryopod is for crew, or, like, you know, humans. So tool pod would make sense that that's all we need to transfer over is, you know, those. So we could send one of them on the next trip if we have the resources. Assuming, yeah, because you can't send a full shuttle, you have to send it in parts, right? So, kind of weird. But manageable. Engage! Oh, stop! Doc. Alright, how's our factory doing? We've got one more frame. We just need one last one. One last frame. I think, yes. 3, 6, and then 2 more gets us to 8. We've got 3 tool pods equipped. We'll need a shuttle chassis and drive. And 1 band-aid, I think. Yeah, okay. And then back on Earth, anything to research. This is complete. The grapple is done. So we can only produce in orbit. It's cheap. This is, I'm assuming, how we're going to mine asteroids or something? Maybe not. Maybe it's for something else. We'll build one soon enough. For now, we continue research. We continue random construction. Probably should be on my space station, though. Okay, we've got enough frames. Let's send over our first bit of the... Oh. We'll send the shuttle drive over while we wait for the rest of the parts. The shuttle's out, and we're probably going to want that band-aid. It makes sense, because we assume there's a moon base. So let's build that band-aid for now. And for now, let's go... Well, I guess I'll wait for the band-aid. No. Oh, I was going to put the shuttle drive unit on. You might notice that there's nothing here for shuttle drive units. So supply pod for shuttle drive unit, maybe, after all? Or we have to build the shuttle there. It's looking like we're going to probably have to build the shuttle over there, which means we're going to want a bunch of supply pods to transfer the stuff over. Because there's no way it's going to be a team. Yeah, there's no way. Unless I've missed something. I'm pretty sure we have a shuttle drive unit ready to go. Yeah, S drive ready to go. Unless you need the full thing. Unless they combine somehow. I get the feeling you might not be able to transfer them. Because it shows 0 for a lot of things. Like, these are all the things you can transfer. Derricks, frames, cargo computers, band-aids, and grapples. There's nothing else listed here. Let's just go build this factory for now, and we'll be back. It's not like it takes very long to get to the moon anyway. Engage. Wrong button. Ungage. Build. Right, not that one. This one. We'll get that second factory going. Oh, don't worry about it, David. That's the point, is I don't want it to all be spoiled anyway. So I'll be experimenting, and you know, I'm sure I'll figure it out. A couple tips here and there, no problem. But overall, we can do this. All right. We've got some new buttons over here. So we've got a new shuttle bay. And I expect... well, we can dock. But there's nothing we can do right... we probably need... Oh, man, that means we got to ship the engineers over. And the resources. Have them build the shuttle. We can transfer the band-aid. It's going to take a little while. There's a few things we're going to have to do. Didn't I tell you to dock? There we go. So this is our derelict space station by the moon. We are on the moon, above the moon anyway, and there's just nothing here right now. We'll need a shuttle over here, but we can't... I don't believe... we're going to be able to send that shuttle over. We're going to have to build it here, which means we need the engineers and the resources here. All right. This is okay. You have to stop using the top time advance? What other time advance is there? I only know about one time advance. Let's see. So you are going to... Admiral. Ooh, he did get to the max rank. So, pilot, captain, admiral. Very nice. And set course. Back to Earth. Engage. Number at the bottom. Oh, that's just single day at a time? Oh, that's neat. Advanced time's probably fine as long as you're paying attention. For some things, it's faster. 0 derricks deployed. That's new. Oh, this is just telling us about what the moon will be like. That's right. So, this is like connected to Earth, so there's a whole bunch of stuff on Earth. But other moon bases, or other, orbital bases will have stuff on the ground once we get there. Okay. So, it's getting very complicated. It's not fast. It's not fine. Well, it all goes up by 1 day no matter where you click. If it only went up by like an hour or something, I might believe you. But right now, 1 day, 1 day, 2 day, 1 day. Like, it's fine. I can click. Meanwhile, I built the shuttle drive, but not... and turns out we can't transfer them anyway, probably. So... oh, I didn't dock it. My bad. Dock... see there, that time I double-clicked, but it didn't work. If we get killed, such is life. That's how XCOM 3 ends. XCOM 3 will end when the Martians attack and wipe us out because we didn't know how to play the game. Now I'm all confused. What was I doing here? I was checking... oh, we finished another research. We can check that out in a second. Space dock. So, we built our new factory. We can send the Band-Aid over. That's one thing. It's really more of a grabby Band-Aid. We will need... yeah, if there's no way to send... so we're going to have to go... we're going to need a cryopod. So we're going to have to move some more engineers up. And then also send them some resources. And unfortunately, we can only send one type of resource at a time. So what we'll want to do is double check what we even need to build a supply shuttle. First off, we researched this thing, the AMA, automatic mining thing, and it requires a bunch of stuff we don't have. Silver, platinum, so we're not going to be going automated asteroid mining yet. So this will be more of a later thing, the asteroid mining attachment. We definitely will build a grapple, and let's continue researching, but I wanted to double check the cost of the shuttle drive. So this is cheap. Iron, titanium, and copper. Basically, all 5 of the main resources, sadly. That's going to be a couple trips. 250 of each, but unless you can split your pickups, it doesn't really matter. That's 5 supply pods worth of gear. Alright, keep researching. Building stuff down here barely matters. But we are trying to, like, upgrade these guys. I don't know. Am I? Let's, I don't even know if I need a full staff for this one. Are there any xenomorphs? I hope not. Let's go to our shuttle. Launching from Earth. We're gonna let it do that. Now it's landing on Earth. Now we're gonna tell it to complete cycle. Now it's back on Earth. ACC is disengaged. We need to switch over to Team Pod. I mean, there's probably Xenos somewhere. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. They're not really Xenos. They're just mutant humans. We bioengineered some humans that could survive in methane and hydrogen, and then they mutated and created their own civilizations. So, is that good? I don't know. Shuttle... I'm going to leave the Earth space station as the primary manufacturing. I'm just going to send the apprentices to Moon, because right now they're just going to be building a shuttle. That's all we really need right now is for them to build a shuttle. And I will, for now, continue replacing production on Earth. I mean, we got lots of people, so it should be fine for now. Until Mars attacks. Alright, back to Shuttle Bay. We want the artisans. Then we go up. Launch. Up you go. Dock. I guess docking takes a single day. So some things a single click is fine, but if it's going to take more than a click, then I don't know. I mean, it's fine. Artisans, get out. And artisans, get in. Alright, you're going to the moon. Congratulations, you're the first engineers to go to the moon in 1,000 years. And I was going to put some resources. We're going to need, like, everything. So, first trip is iron. We're going to want to build a couple more supply pods up here. And then the shuttle, we're going to send back to the Earth. Launch. Wait a day. Land. Wait a day. Takes 2 days to land. Just want to get this set up before I forget about it. I know I need to launch the iOS again. Yeah, no spoilering. Come on, David. I have enough of an imagination. I can guess some of the things that are happening. Also, I've read things about the game before a little bit. Alright, so, switch back the pod. Supply pod. Turn the ACC back on. Now that I'm done building orbital stations, maybe... Oops, yeah. For now, we're going to leave Captain in charge of it until he promotes to Admiral, and then maybe I'll switch to somebody else later. Let's continue with copper. We'll go back to the full spectrum except deuterium. And then engage. Because, I mean, I assume we'll need more stuff in space anyway. We just needed a lot of the basic things to build those, whatever they were called, the frames. You remember when it always took 45 minutes to land? Back in Millennium. Back 1,000 years ago. Now it takes a whole day, or whatever these are. A whole time unit. Alright, spy pod. We're just going to build 2 of those. We've loaded this one up. It's got the iron, first load of iron, the artisans, and a band-aid. Cool. Let's get moving. We will launch. We will wait a day. Set course, the moon. Engage. Wait a single day. We will dock a single day. And then we will unload. The band-aid's going to want to get out. And I guess we could leave these pods here. David was giving me tips and stuff. I get it. We don't have to leave the... We don't have to ship the pods manually. We can... But I'm going to bring the pods back anyway because it's kind of a one-way trip right now. It's an interesting band-aid. Yeah, definitely. Alright, so we've got a crew. Not here yet. Okay, don't forget. It's on this screen. These guys get to work. Alright, Moon Crew with James, the apprentice. They're going to want to build the shuttles once we get the stuff over here. But that's going to take another trip. So back to the spaceship. Admiral Mannion. Launch. And back to Earth. And engage. And you're there immediately. And then dock. And you're in. The ability to travel between these places so quickly is crazy. Oh, alright, so. Space station's back on the moon. 1 second. So much yelling. Turn the music up a little bit. It's been a little bit too quiet for a while. Okay, so the shuttle is just transferring stuff back and forth. That's what I wanted. Back on Earth. Nothing left to research. We did finish... Maybe that's a little loud. We did finish researching the resource station section, which requires a bunch of stuff that we don't have. Platinum, silver, and silica. We can get some of that on the moon. I'm not sure if the moon is going to unlock anything until we get there. I know you can check... Well, let's have another look. We've got access to gold and silica, but not silver. So, you know, we're getting some of the stuff, but I don't know for sure if that's going to unlock anything yet. Although, we can figure that out. No platinum or silver for this. No asteroid mining. We can build the grapple. I should do that, like, soon again. We've already built a band-aid. We don't get silver for the AOC. And we don't have silver or platinum for the R-frame. So we're still, you know, resource constrained. Just grapple everything. I will grapple soon. I'm just trying to get this, my goal right now is to find the old moon base. I expect there's an old moon base, and I want to see what we left 1,000 years ago. Maybe there isn't, but, you know, it seems appropriate. So what have we got? Right now, I think what I was going to do was finish building a third supply pod. And then we are... Right, that's what a supply pod looks like. No, that's what a supply pod looks like. We already sent the iron. Next batch can be aluminum. We're going to take the cryopod off. We'll send some carbon. And then I don't have any spare supply pods, because of course not. So let's just wait for that. And then install that. We're going to send the titanium. So that's iron, titanium, aluminum, copper, or carbon. No, not carbon. Everything but carbon. Alright, let's go do this trip. Hopefully there's enough carbon by the time we get... Like, really, it's kind of sad that the stuff I need to build barely takes any resources at all. It's just, if I could split up... What am I trying to say? If I could split these cargo bays up to carry more than one resource, we could probably do it in a single trip, but... Wait. Don't do that. Because this is still not going to be enough to actually build the shuttle, even though this is a good start. It might be enough to build the drive unit. There we go. We can get that started. Launch. Wait a day. Set course. Earth. Engage. Wait a day. Oops. Wait. Nope. There's my button. Dock! Wait a day. Pick up some more resources. So all we really need now is the one thing that we didn't bring over, which is carbon. But I'm also going to bring them some fuel. Load this guy up a little bit. Well, I can just unload the fuel when I get there. That saves me a cargo slot. It's kind of funny. Is there anything else we want to bring? I'll bring some deuterium in case we need it. And heck, while we're being thorough, we'll bring them some methane as well. Who knows? Maybe it'll be important for later. Alright. One more trip. Is there anything we should be building? Did I build that grabber yet? I have not built the grabber because I was waiting for resources. But that is the next thing I want to do. Because we can't build much else. So we'll get that started. See if we can get to that moon base finally. Course auto sets return trip. Set course. Okay, I'll see if I do it differently this time. So, Earth to moon. Oh, it's just doing the round trip. Is that what it is? It just remembers where you came from? So, launch. Wait a day. Engage. Alright. And, oh, I see. So it's pretty smart. That's something Millennium 2.2 was not smart enough to do. But that's nice. One less step. Alright. So, now that we're here, we unload, of course. And we should be able to build the shuttle now. We should have a shuttle drive unit already. And then we can get down... Well, no, there's one more thing. They'll need to build a tool pod. I should have dropped the tool pod off, but whatever. They'll be able to build one. Alright, for now, I want you... Well, hold on. Because it takes a little bit of time. Still taking a bit of time. But I want the emulator ship back on Earth. So, launch... Big engines... Dock... There we go. Back on Earth, because I always forget. How's Earth doing? Not much to research anymore. Production's at a standstill, and we finished recruiting some more producers. So we'll take another 100 of them. And, you know, we're just building cool stuff for fun. Okay, back on the Earth station. We're not building anything. I built the grapple then. So I assume this is for pod mounted. So we got to put this on the iOS and grab small objects in space. So that's cool. We're definitely going to do that. Back on the moon base. Let's get this drive going. And now we need the shuttle itself. We can't build much over here without doing a lot of extra trips. But we can make the basic stuff. And I did send the Band-Aid over. I probably should just send them the supply pod as well. I'll send them one of each pod while I should have just dropped them off when I was there. I was thinking I'd just build them, but it's easier to build them on the main factory. Yeah, okay, change of plans. You can bring... What do you think their lowest on? Let's min-max. Their lowest on titanium. So we'll bring one load of titanium because we're low on titanium too, of course. Titanium and carbon, you know. It's sending the carbon up right now. Let's just focus on that for a little while. And then... There's only one. I guess you're only allowed... Probably... If you're only allowed one shuttle per planet or moon, you're probably only allowed one iOS as well. But we'll see. So the idea here was... Titanium... And then I want to bring one of each other pod. The tool pod so that we can send the Band-Aid down. And a cryopod just for fun. Rather than building them over there, basically. Launch. Wait an hour. Engage. Wait an hour. Dock. Wait an hour. It's getting a bit faster. We're getting there. Alright, so unload. A bunch of extra titanium for these guys. Then unequip the pods for other vehicles. Of course, that means we don't have these back on the main base, but much easier to build over there. Launch. Engage. Dock. Done. Alright, how's the moon doing? Still building that shuttle. Once that's done, it's ready to go, I think. Back on Earth, we're not building anything right now. We did build our grapple, but we have no cryopods, and we might want another supply pod as well. So let's get those replaced. It's coming with some carbon, not what we needed. Let's have a look at our ship. Service. So I think kind of what I wanted to try next is to try playing around with the grabby. So I don't know exactly how it works, but if we go up in space and click some buttons, maybe it'll do something. So... Alright, for now we have to go into space. Yes, yes, yes. Launch. Wait a second. So this... apparently found something outside the space station. It's probably some old satellite from Earth. Kind of weird. The art style kind of creeps you out. I think it's supposed to be kind of a little bit cyberpunk, you know? Well, we better retrieve it. So I guess we have to check this thing in orbit of all the places. It's kind of neat. Well, we'll drop that off, I guess, and maybe go to the moon and check if there's anything there. I guess it's more than just a grabber. Like, it seems to have kind of a scanner component. Did they ever say anything about that? Because I certainly don't remember. For retrieving small objects must be mounted. It should probably say also scans, because we had no idea there was anything out there. Strange. Anyway, I assume that'll give us a research project or something. Probably should just dock the ship up, you know, if I can find the button. That's the button. Dock, please. Did it just... so, I don't know where it went exactly. Oh, there you go. Because it's like on top of the grapple. I guess it was just there. I was thinking it didn't show up in the list, but... So it said research, right? There we go. Unknown item. Well, you know, it's already been an hour, future tubers. We're gonna leave this for your cliffhanger for the day. What did we find up in space? Who knows? We've got a moon base. Well, I wanted to finish this before we ended up. Let's just do this quick. I don't think this will take too much longer. Shuttle dock. In space. Build shuttle. Oh, you know, they need a crew as well. We're gonna have to wait a little longer because we don't have a crew for this ship. We're almost there, but I forgot one important key step. So we're gonna have to leave it as a cliffhanger after all. But next time, we're gonna send a shuttle with a band-aid down to the moon because I expect, like, you know, this kind of give you a little hint, right? Like, can repair abandoned or derelict space stations. Well, there used to be one on the moon. So, you could use the iOS crew. I don't think we could, actually. Well, the iOS is in the wrong spot, but yeah, we could do that, I guess. Anyway, we'll save that for a cliffhanger. The iOS is by Earth, so... And it needs fuel. No, it's got fuel. Did I forget to leave fuel over there? I meant to leave fuel here, and I probably forgot. I literally said, here, I'm picking up fuel from Earth. I'm going to send it to the moon base, and then I forgot. Like, there's a lot of things. We're going to end the episode here. I'm going to take a little break, and then not... Like, there's a lot of things to remember for this game. Hope you guys are enjoying. We've got something to research and potentially connecting with the lost moon lunarians, let's call them. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.